His biggest fear is probably losing.
That's probably true.
So competitive. All right, so Team Black, what are you guys all about? And introduce yourselves.
Well, my name is Matt.
And I'm Dana, and we are professional dancers and choreographers living out here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you put in your pack, because people need to know that everything you bring is in that backpack you're carrying around. And right now, you guys are dressed extremely stylishly. It's pretty cool. You definitely have your swag. You brought it with you. Is this what we're gonna see? Like outfit to outfit?
We have some.
This is kind of like my one swaggy outfit.
No, you have a couple things in there.
I tried. I really tried. Yeah, I tried to bring some hats.
You know, the thing is, swaggy clothes aren't all weather. You know,
They're not the most practical.
You can't really go
for
skiing in like
world.
swaggy clothes. So we had to find a balance between like practical clothes so that we don't like freeze to death, and clothes where we still feel like ourselves and we feel cool.
So as an outside perspective, I feel like you guys are so perfectly trained for the Amazing Race because of your dance background that, you know, you can do choreography and you understand your body and movement and balance. There's so many things baked in to your background as dancers. What do you think is your advantage over all these other teams?
Well, hopefully we have a bunch of different advantages. One of them is us as a team, that we're an engaged couple and we also work together. So we're together all the time and we really kind of know the ins and outs of working as a unit and being together 24 hours a day. Like, we've already run that rodeo, so we're not gonna kill each other. I don't think. Maybe we'll kill each other.
You know, it'll be exciting, but we work together a lot.
We know how each other works.
And another big advantage besides the ones you listed that we think we might have is just being super fans of the show. We've actually been watching the show for a really long time, whereas some of the other teams might be a little newer to the show, and so we really know the ins and outs. We've seen people make big mistakes, and we've also seen strategies that have worked, and we've really studied. So
yeah,
so that must be pretty cool for you guys to be on season 28. If you've been watching
amazing.
for a while.
We're really excited.
So what's the biggest mistake that a team can make?
I think the biggest mistake that people make on the race that I also think is an advantage for us is that people become obsessed with competing against other teams rather than worrying about doing their personal best and kind of competing against themselves. And that's kind of something that's built into dance, is that we already know when we walk into an audition, even if there's 500 people in there, if we're right for the job and we do it correctly, we're going to book that job no matter how many other people are in the room.
So since you guys are lovers, a couple, what do you think the other person's biggest fear about the show is?
I think her biggest fear probably is public transportation.
Oh man.
She's not the biggest fan of enclosed spaces with lots of people, and as dancers we are fairly well traveled, and especially in Asia, there's some places where personal space isn't as big of a deal as it is in America.
The bubbles are smaller.
Yeah, they like to sweat on you a little bit, and let you feel a little bit of that. So I think that's what probably she's the most nervous about, is being in some train with no air conditioning.
I had some anxiety growing up, so I have some anxiety and fears that I'm still working through. I'm much better than I was, but a lot of it's related to crowds of people and mobs of people and feeling trapped, or even the feeling of having a camera in my face 24 hours a day. I'm not sure, I've never been that exposed or that vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bigger fear of mine than the actual challenges, I think.
What do you think his fear is?
His biggest fear is probably losing.
That's probably true.
So competitive.
He's so unbelievably competitive. If we play games at home, sometimes we'll have an argument and we won't talk for weeks over
not weeks,
a freaking board game.
Yeah.
So have you guys discussed what you're going to do with the $1 million?
We talked about it a little bit.
We did. Hypothetical.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit.
It.
We honestly, probably a lot of it will go into the stuff we already do, into dance. We've talked about potentially opening a dance space or something of that nature, kind of upgrading some of the stuff we do for YouTube by investing in some kind of studio where we can kind of operate our YouTube stuff out of.
Hold on to your pants. We've got all the handiest and dandiest poop accessories around in that box on the left, and on the right, click it to watch Jocelyn and I eat weird food covered in chocolate.